hello, and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the FUNimation dub of episode 109 of Dragonball Super. We begin this episode with Goku and Ribrianne continuing to fight each other. Goku compliments Ribrianne's power, and Ribrianne says that she is very determined to win the Tournament of Power and obtain a wish from the Super Dragon Balls. Ribrianne then jumps on top of some rubble and reveals that her wish is to become a goddess of love, loved throughout the multiverse. Jerez shows support for Ribrianne's wish. Goku responds to hearing Ribrianne's wish by essentially saying, "That's cool," and Ribrianne inquires Goku about what he plans to wish for if he wins the tournament. Goku admits that he hasn't decided on a wish just yet. He considers using a wish for his wife and or his sons, and he also considers a wish to meet someone stronger than he's ever met so far. Ribrianne responds to this by calling Goku lucky and saying that the wish he most recently considered has already been granted. Ribrianne considers herself to be this strong opponent. Jerez, Sankaku, and Rosie use what look like glow sticks to transfer some energy to Ribrianne. Ribrianne says that she can feel the power of their love, and she transforms, now calling herself Super Ribrianne. Physically speaking, the only difference with Ribrianne's super form is that she now has butterfly wings, but Goku can sense a greater amount of power and decides that he should use more power now. Ribrianne uses a series of arrow-themed love techniques to attack Goku, and eventually Ribrianne uses a heart-shaped attack that she calls Ribrianne Eternal Love Kaboom, or at least that's what she says before she launches this attack. But Goku is able to avoid the attack, and he surprise attacks Ribrianne while he's in Super Saiyan Blue form. Ribrianne's butterfly wings disappear, and she ends up landing near Jiren, but then Ribrianne quickly runs towards some rubble. Goku then returns to his normal form, and he notices Jiren. Jiren also notices Goku. When that happens, Kei and Vermad both agree that now is the time to take action. Vermad telepathically contacts Jiren and lets him know that he doesn't have to worry about saving his power anymore. He wants Jiren to take Goku down. Vermad also adds that Jiren shouldn't concern himself with the weaklings. So Jiren starts to walk towards Goku, and a great number of fighters can sense Jiren's energy signature. Top encourages Jiren to fight and obtain his own wish from the Super Dragon Balls. Goku comments about how Jiren is ready to fight him now, and a great number of characters, both in the arena and in the spectator seats, are surprised when they continue to sense Jiren's energy signature because they can sense an even greater amount of power now. The Omnikings in particular are very excited. Goku launches a Kamehameha towards Jiren, but Jiren is protected from the attack. According to Universe 1's Supreme Kai, the force of Jiren's energy created a barrier. Shin fears that Goku is underestimating Jiren because Goku didn't immediately transform to Super Saiyan Blue, but Krillin clarifies to Shin that Goku is testing his own power and Jiren's power at the same time. Goku proceeds to fight Jiren while changing into different transformations, and when this happens, Krillin further explains to Shin that martial artists, especially martial artists at a master level, want to fight their opponents by bringing out their full power, and they want to go about this by showing their own fighting styles while watching the fighting styles of their opponents, or that's along the lines of what Krillin explains to Shin anyway. Tien brings up the possibility of Jiren not being interested in fighting Goku, but Krillin responds that Jiren has been watching Goku with great interest throughout the tournament so far. Master Roshi figures that martial artists are consistent regardless of universe or time. So, like I mentioned earlier, Goku is changing into different transformations while he's fighting Jiren. So he fights Jiren while he's in Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan God, and eventually Super Saiyan Blue. He skips Super Saiyan 3. When Goku is in Super Saiyan God form, that's when Jiren reacts. And when Goku transforms into Super Saiyan Blue, that's when the other fighters still participating in the tournament stop their own fights so that they can watch the fight between Goku and Jiren. Kay thinks that this is a good thing. He explains to Vermod that the fighters still participating in the tournament will lose the will to fight if they see Jiren defeat Goku while Goku is at full power, since Goku has proven himself to be an exceptionally powerful fighter in the Tournament of Power. Vermod concludes that Goku will become an example to show Jiren's power to the other participating fighters. Universe 11's Angel Assistant mentions that it's a great problem to be overconfident, but Vermod responds that overconfidence isn't an issue with Jiren because Jiren is someone who never loses. So Goku and Jiren proceed to fight, but Jiren has the upper hand. Even when Goku combines the Kaioken with Super Saiyan Blue, Jiren still has the advantage. Eventually, Goku returns to his normal form, and he jumps on top of some rubble, and he prepares the Spirit Bomb. Tien inquires why Goku has returned to his normal form, and Krillin explains that the Super Saiyan transformations compromise the pure heart that's required to perform the Spirit Bomb. Krillin mentions how Goku becomes consumed by rage when he's in the Super Saiyan transformation forms. Or yes, when he transforms into any of the Super Saiyan forms, Goku is consumed by rage. So most of the Universe 7 fighters donate some energy to the Spirit Bomb, even Frieza of all people. I'm paraphrasing, but Frieza says something along the lines of, "Oh yes, I have unpleasant memories of that particular technique, but that was then, this is now. Very well, Emperor Frieza shall donate some energy." But Vegeta refuses to donate some energy to the Spirit Bomb. He says something along the lines of, "No, I'm not going to donate some energy to Kakarot's attack." But yes, so most of the Universe 7 fighters are donating their energy, but Goku is worried that there isn't enough time to gather all the energy. But Jiren encourages Goku to take all the time he needs to fully charge the Spirit Bomb. Jiren assures Goku that he will let Goku fully charge the Spirit Bomb. Jiren says something along the lines about how if he's going to take on Goku's ultimate attack, he wants to do it right. Goku appreciates Jiren's patience, and Kay and Vermod both figure that it makes sense that Jiren would want to overpower the ultimate attack of his opponents. Universe 11's Angel Assistant is still concerned, though. Yes, while Goku is charging the Spirit Bomb, Ribrianne plans to sneak attack Goku. This is despite the fact that Ribrianne took issue with Android 17 attacking herself, Ribrianne, Kakunsa, and Rosie when they were performing their transformation sequence ritual. So Ribrianne is about to perform a sneak attack on Goku, but Vegeta manages to attack Ribrianne before she can perform this sneak attack. Krillin, Tien, and Master Roshi also donate some energy to the Spirit Bomb. Universe 1's Destroyer, Arak, and Jean all admit that they're impressed with the Spirit Bomb and the fight between Goku and Jiren. Eventually, the Spirit Bomb is fully charged, so Goku launches the Spirit Bomb towards Jiren, but Jiren manages to push the Spirit Bomb back towards Goku. Goku transforms into Super Saiyan Blue, and he combines it with the Kaioken so he can try and push the Spirit Bomb back towards Jiren. So Goku and Jiren are struggling to push the Spirit Bomb towards the other, but eventually Jiren manages to push the Spirit Bomb into Goku. And that is how we end this episode. So this episode is very notable. This episode and the next episode actually both aired in Japan. Yes, in Japan, this episode and the next episode aired together as a two-parter. And that's not the case, though. Here, we're going to get each episode each week. So this episode aired 1 week, and the next episode will air a different week. And that's probably just because of the way how Toonami has their schedule lined up. So yes, the dub only viewers are going to have to be a little more patient. The dub only viewers will have to wait 1 more week to see the next episode, which is considered part 2. But don't worry, yes, it's just another week. So hopefully, yeah, I'm confident that the dub only viewers can be patient about it. I know I can attest that patience is on my side anyway. But yes, that explains the cliffhanger ending for anyone that was curious. The cliffhanger ending is because this episode and the next episode are considered a two-parter. But besides that, let's talk a little bit more about this particular episode. So we get to see more of Goku and Ribrianne fighting each other. And I mentioned this in the recap and thoughts for the previous episode, but I did find that amusing because of how in the Funimation dub, Goku and Ribrianne are voiced by Sean Schemmel and Veronica Taylor. And I find that amusing because Sean Schemmel and Veronica Taylor have worked together before in several 4Kids dubs, and they're actually friends in real life. So it was pretty funny to hear them talk to each other while they're playing Goku and Ribrianne. And Ribrianne reveals what her wish on the Super Dragon Balls will be if she wins the Tournament of Power. So that gives us a little more insight on at least one character who isn't from Universe 7. And with Goku, Goku admits that he hasn't really decided on a wish just yet. One of those wishes is his goal about meeting stronger opponents, but he also considers the possibility of making a wish on behalf of Chi-Chi, Gohan, and or Goten. And I thought that was really heartwarming, especially because I think that does counter that annoying joke that I've brought up before. Yes, I brought it up before, but one of my pet peeves is how some fans keep insisting that Goku is a bad husband or a bad dad who doesn't care about his family. Now, I brought it up before. Goku isn't perfect. He's not flawless, but yes, this insistence that he doesn't care about his family whatsoever is very obnoxious. Maybe it was meant to be a joke, but there are some fans that take the joke way too seriously, and they keep acting like it's actually the case, and it's really gotten obnoxious, or it's become very obnoxious now. Goku has his flaws, but he still cares about his family in spite of his flaws, so it gets really annoying when some fans keep perpetuating this idea that Goku doesn't care about his family. So any moment where Goku does show care for his family, that's always welcomed in my book. And while we're talking about Ribrianne, yeah, some fans still admit there are some fans out there that aren't the biggest fans of Ribrianne, and I think this episode might show an example of why Ribrianne isn't very liked by some fans. Now, yes, when Goku was charging the Spirit Bomb, Ribrianne was planning to sneak attack Goku. And like I mentioned in the recap, this is despite the fact that Ribrianne took issue with Android 17 attacking herself, Ribrianne, Kakunsa, and Rosie when they were performing their transformation sequence ritual. And it's also worth pointing out that Goku was one of the characters that gave Android 17 a hard time for that and wanted the Maiden Squadron or the Kamikaze Fireballs to finish their transformation sequence ritual. So Ribrianne attacking Goku, Ribrianne planning to sneak attack Goku in light of that does make her look like a hypocrite and makes it look like she has some moral myopia. For those unfamiliar, moral myopia could be summed up along the lines of, it's bad if you do it, but it's okay if I do it. So yes, I think Ribrianne's moral myopia or hypocrisy is why some fans don't like the character very much. And the fact that she was going to sneak attack Goku, who actually wanted her and the other Maiden Squadron members to finish their transformation sequence ritual does make her look like an ungrateful jerk, which probably irritated some fans. But yeah, I think that's why some fans might not be the biggest fans of Ribrianne. But like I mentioned before, I think Veronica Taylor plays the role very well. And some fans have admitted they actually don't mind Ribrianne's character so much with Veronica Taylor playing her. It's sort of like how some fans actually grew to like Duplicate Vegeta because of Brian Drummond voicing him in the Funimation dub. So yes, and besides Goku's fight with Ribrianne, though, we finally get to see Goku fighting Jiren. Yes, we finally get to see Jiren fighting seriously. We've seen him perform some sort of action here or there, but this is where Jiren actually starts to fight a bit more seriously. And we also do get to hear Jiren talk more. So that means for the Funimation dub, we get to hear more of Patrick Seitz voice Jiren. Patrick Seitz is Jiren's voice artist in the Funimation dub. And yeah, I think Patrick Seitz does a good job playing Jiren. I think he does make Jiren sound very powerful, and yeah, I think Patrick Seitz does a good job. I'm looking forward to hearing more of him in the role of Jiren, but I think he does a good job from what I've seen so far. And there was some pretty good musical themes in this episode too. I like Jiren's theme, and I like the Spirit Bomb theme in particular. Those are probably some of my favorite themes from this particular episode. Oh, and while I'm thinking of voiceovers or voice artists, yes, I looked at the credits for this episode, and yes, this episode's credits did say Chris Ayers is playing Frieza, and I looked around a little more, and it sounds like that's not a mistake. It sounds like, yes, Chris Ayers has returned to the role of Frieza for the TV broadcast version of the Universe Survival Saga, the Funimation dub of the Universe Survival Saga. I did mention in the recap and thoughts for the previous episode that Chris Ayers is recording his lines for Frieza for the home release version of the Universe Survival Saga. Damon Mills had been playing him for most of the Universe Survival Saga. But this time around, it looks like for the TV broadcast version, we will get to hear Chris Ayers play Frieza from here on out. Although I imagine there still might be a few moments where Damon Mills will fill in just in case, because Chris Ayers still has his health complications. But it is nice to hear more of Chris Ayers back in the role of Frieza. And hopefully... Yes, hopefully, though, he's pacing himself, taking his time, because his health it's important that he doesn't overexert himself because of those health complications. So, good to have Chris Ayers back in the role, but yes, we want to make sure that he does have a full recovery with his health too, of course. But yeah, so besides that, yes, the other big detail about this episode was the Spirit Bomb. Yes, we get to see the Spirit Bomb in Dragon Ball Super. The Spirit Bomb was one of the techniques Goku learned from King Kai. Although, yes, the Spirit Bomb has a track record, though, of not really being successful, at least in canon material or the main continuity. I brought it up before, but yeah, canon kind of depends on how you define canon and where you stand on the canon debate. That's a pretty big debate among fans of the franchise, but most fans go with canon to mean the main continuity. From what I recall, yes, the only time that the Spirit Bomb had a successful use in the canon version, or yes, the only successful canon use of the Spirit Bomb, or the only time the Spirit Bomb was successfully used in the main continuity, was against Kid Buu. It did have better luck in some other non-canon material, again, depending on how you define it, where you stand on the canon debate. Like the first 13 Dragon Ball Z movies, or at least some of those movies, the Spirit Bomb had a better track record in those movies. And Dragon Ball GT, the Spirit Bomb had a successful use in Dragon Ball GT 2. And I bring that up because of the end of the episode. It looks like Goku was actually hit with the Spirit Bomb at the end of the episode. Now, of course, the next episode will reveal... Yes, the end of this episode showed Goku being hit with the Spirit Bomb, but the next episode will show us the results of that. Now, if you've seen ahead with the sub version, you know what happens, but for the sake of the dub-only viewers, I'm not going to give that away. They'll find out once the next episode airs on Toonami. But yeah, I still think the Spirit Bomb is a cool technique, and I was very surprised about how Frieza, of all people, was a team player. I mean, yeah, Vegeta, it's kind of a shame Vegeta wasn't being a team player, but it was still heartwarming how Vegeta stopped Ribrianne's sneak attack on Goku. But seeing Frieza be a team player and donate some energy to the Spirit Bomb was quite the surprise. And I also thought it was cool how 3 of the 4 destroyers from the top 4 mortal level universes were amazed by both the Spirit Bomb and the fight between Goku and Jiren. And otherwise, that actually, oh, that's right. I did like how Goku also used his various transformations during his fight with Jiren. Although Super Saiyan 3 Super Saiyan 3 was left out, and I do think that's unfortunate that Super Saiyan 3 was left out. I think it's a pretty cool looking form, so it's a shame it didn't get at least a few seconds of recognition. But overall, yeah, I thought this was a very cool episode. I can definitely see why a lot of fans liked this episode in particular. And yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing the Funimation dub for the next episode, since this episode and the next episode are considered a 2-parter. But yeah, this was a cool episode overall in my book, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next episode. But for now, I think that's about it for this episode. So as of this video, we've now discussed the Funimation dub of episode 109 of Dragon Ball Super on this channel. Take care, and until next time,